The social issue of asylum seekers, which could also be described as a political issue which people are bleeding over, is present in today's society. Asylum seekers generally travel to Australia by boat or plane. However, they do not go through the proper process to enter our country. In other words, they enter our country illegally. Generally speaking, asylum seekers come from countries of extremes. They do not feel safe in their own homes, so they pay a boatman money, a large sum of money, to bring them to Australia with the hope of a better future. However, once they arrive, they are detained and placed in detention centres, such as the one on Christmas Island. They remain here until their case has been heard and it has been decided whether or not they can enter our country. It becomes apparent that some of us have forgotten where we came from, since all the white people in Australia did migrate from England due to extreme circumstances of them being convicts.
The main question that needs to be asked is, why is this an issue? Why do we as a nation have the very strict Immigration Restriction Act of 1901? And the answer is partly because of the threat of us becoming the minority and losing our national identity. In other words, it is because they are different. A famous philosopher by the name of Lewis said that Australia is a young nation and it is still establishing its identity. Therefore, we have the opportunity to allow people to refuge in our country and become multicultural. The asylum seekers will help Australia establish their national identity and will give us the opportunity to learn about other cultures and customs.
Here is a quote written by Ellsworth about tolerance, which is very relevant to the asylum seeking situation. In layman's terms, it basically says that if you can walk in my shoes, even though I'm different, we can both work together to make a better understanding of how to be tolerant and accepting of each other. So, if we can work together with the asylum seekers and become tolerant and accepting of each other, we could both coexist in this nation. The following are some ideas which could be included in a unit on difference and diversity in relation to asylum seekers at a Year 6 level in an Australian school. It is recommended that you begin the unit on difference and diversity with a reading of the book Onion Tears by Diana Kidd. Onion Tears tells the story of Nam Hong, a young Vietnamese girl living in Australia who is attempting to come to terms with her memories of war in her homeland. Nam Hong migrated to Australia on a boat and cries a lot of onion tears. It's only when she learns to laugh that her tears fall naturally. This book allows the students to view what it is like from a minor asylum seeker's perspective. It allows them to put the shoe on the other foot, so to speak, and see that they are very lucky to have been born into such a privileged nation. The next activity that would be recommended that you do is a brainstorming activity with the entire class. The teacher should take notes on a large poster which can be displayed within the room to refer to later on in the unit. In this activity, definitions of difference, diversity, tolerance, as well as asylum seekers should be notified so that the children are able to clearly understand what point of view they actually withhold on the topic. This allows, as the children learn, can reassess their definitions and change them if necessary or if they are incorrect. It would then be recommended for the class to undertake a group research project
where each group is given a nationality to research and present to the class information on aspects such as race, the type of people, cultures, and classes, as well as the reason why they are migrating. All this information can then be presented so that each student can see different reasons why different races migrate or become asylum seekers. The last activity that could be done with the students is to get them to write a sentence to put on a promise wall. The sentence should contain how they are going to act in the future in regards to people who are different, and to become more tolerant of people with differences and more accepting. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the presentation.